box! Get the box! Hi, joyous family members. This is Tanya, and we're doing some Advent videos for you. But first, we want to talk about, are you ready? It is the first day of December. Are you ready? Do you have your Christmas plans made, travel plans made, gift spot, food ready, parties adjusted or hosting, or invitations sent out, or Christmas cards ready? Are you one of those people who's really on top of it? I'm not, but I'm learning. I picked up a book called Stress-Free Holidays, Bring Back the Joy and Peace by Rebecca Cofino, and it's been one of the best things I've ever done. She makes something called the Great Holiday To-Do List. It's big. It's 5 pages long, double-sided, double-spaced. And what it is not a have-to-do list, but she listed out the ordinary things that we do for the holidays between Thanksgiving and New Year's. So about a 6-week time period. She even included Black Fridays and sales like that, and talked about how we prepare and we unprepare for those things. It's a really great list, and what it lets you do is actually see how much we do in 6 weeks. And so in looking at this, I really took stock of all the things that I choose to do, all the things I feel obligated to do, and am I fulfilled by those, and is my family? One thing we learned when our kids were really small, as they started preschool, suddenly we had performances to go to and extra parties. It wasn't just my husband and I showing up at Christmas time doing those Christmas things. It was 4 people with at least 2 events apiece. That's 8. And some families have more to 12 to 15. That's a whole half a month out every night of the week. For the joyous family, that's too much. We just can't do it. So we sit down with a calendar and we look at the things that we really want to do versus the things that we have to do. Now, we make sure that we shorten the list and we bring it back down to something manageable. 2 nights a week is about all we can handle. And so luckily, my husband's holiday celebration doesn't happen until January. It's a kickoff. So that pushes it out just a little bit. But what Rebecca's book did for me, The Great Holiday To-Do List, is help me redefine how I am looking at this holiday season and how I want to prepare, and what are the things that are fulfilling to me and what are the things that are not. And one of those things is the Advent candles. It is a way to bring myself back down to really nurture the part of me that wants to spend time preparing for the coming and the birth of Christ and preparing for what the holiday season is all about. So the other thing that I look at is this is also a season of preparation and rest. It shouldn't be the hustle and bustle. And that's what I think she solves with the Great Holiday To-Do List. She gives you a baking list. There's a couple other freebies, but she also lets you off the hook that magic moments are not created by perfected planning. They're created by presence, by being present, not giving presents. She also talks about budgeting your time, your energy, and your money. Most of us think about budgeting our money before we go into the holidays, but what about your time and your energy? Staying up till 2 or 3 in the morning, several nights, baking, planning, wrapping gifts, going shopping. Is that really going to be helpful with your family, and is it fulfilling to you? Is running yourself, the average American, I was doing some research the other day, the average American runs himself into debt up to $1,000. So while we are sitting there opening our presents and having our Christmas meal, we have to think about who's going to pay for this next month? Who's going to deal with the debt? And again, if you know a 15% interest credit card, $1,000 would end up paying $400 extra, so that Christmas would have cost you $1,400, plus it would take you 10 years to pay off if you only paid the minimum. It's just astounding, and your energy and your time works the same way. If you are pushing everything into it to make this magical moment and then not being present for your children and for your spouse, is it really the Christmas they wanted? Or would slowing down and doing less be something better for you? And that's part of what the Advent season is about. Doing the candles brings us back into the light, brings us back into a resting, calming place. And for people in recovery, people who are dealing with alcoholism, with drugs, with overwork, with overeating, with controlling codependency behaviors, this can be a really hard season. It triggers a lot of other things. And the more you are hungry, angry, lonely, tired, it can trigger even more. So I highly suggest reading The Stress-Free Holidays, Bring Back the Joy and Peace from Rebecca Cofino, and you can find that in a link below. I highly suggest you look at all the things that we do, because when you write it down, it's pretty exhausting. And what this list allows you to do is go back, cross off the things that just don't bring you and your family fulfillment. We have a do-nothing day on Christmas. We don't see family. We don't even cook. We just make yourself meals. We enjoy each other, play games, and watch movies. We guard it zealously. Even if we're invited somewhere, we're not going to go. So we have made a special tradition in our house, and I talk about it a little bit more on the blog on why we made that decision. But it's become something that we just really love in slowing down. Not everybody has the option to opt out of obligations, to rest at home and not even really put together a big meal, and it may not appeal to you, but it's one of the things that we've stepped in and done differently so that we can celebrate Christmas in a positive way that brings life to everybody rather than just draining our whole beings, time, energy, and finances trying to create a perfect memory. So I hope you will join us on Facebook. We're doing nightly Advent readings. We're talking about scripture, about the coming of Jesus, about the Action Bible, about all kinds of things that you can do to prepare for Christmas and prepare your heart. I want to leave the thought with you that God knows how long your days are. He knows all that you've got to, and He knows what you need. In fact, in Exodus, He tells Moses, He says, "My presence will go with you, and I will give you rest." And Jesus confirms that in Matthew 28. He says, "Come to me, those who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." And that's what the whole Advent season is about, is preparing and getting ready for the coming of the Lord, for His birth. And so we invite you to look at this list, see what's important to you, and cut out the things that are not fulfilling to you or your family. So as we always say, trust God, tell the truth, and clean house. Please subscribe above and leave us some comments. Let us know what you're thinking. If we're doing things well, let us know. If you'd like to see some different things, let us know. Make sure to subscribe while you're here, and we really do appreciate it.